about the atmosphere. So yes, we're
All right. Hello, class. Look like I have only 2 people in the session so far.
So
Hello.
we'll go ahead and start asking questions.
Oh yeah, you go ahead on and start. And what I'll do, I'll go over some stuff after I answer, most of all of the questions. Yes, sir.
Well, on the first 2 assignments, the programming assignments,
Uh-huh.
I forgot to attach saying the header files.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be accounted against me.
No, what I did, I just went ahead and made those the header files bonus.
Oh, okay.
If you look at, I graded the first assignment. If you look at your score, if you typed in the program and got it right, I gave you the full 10 points. If you did the program and you did the header file, I gave you 5 points extra.
Oh, shit. Hey, I mean, I did the header file that I submitted now.
Huh?
I did the header file, you know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
I didn't know it wasn't gonna submit with the program.
I know, yeah. Each file has to be submitted. Yeah, each individual file, right? Now the header file works in conjunction with the program, but there is 2 separate files.
Yeah.
Right.
Dang.
Yeah, so that was, I just made it a bonus, give it a minute as a bonus. Yeah. But now, like I say, what's gonna happen when we start? I think after like the next assignment is chapter 2, when you start writing your code, I'm gonna take off 5 points if you don't do the header files, because you should be in the practice of doing it.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
I already got those ready to go.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. Any other questions?
I have a couple.
All right.
Well, the first question is kind of relates, will like these Zoom meetings be at around the same time and day each week?
But see, that's the thing. This is how would I say? And I did it, said in my email. I was surprised too. This is an online class, which means we're not obligated to meet. You know what I'm saying? It's like a strictly online class. It's not that like they have the live classes where you do meet every week. Yeah, we're not obligated. But what I can do at times within the semester, if I see several people, have issues, then and like I said, it don't have to be this time. It could be any time. I can schedule one to where everybody gonna meet, everybody bring their questions, and then we could answer them. But we don't meet every week. You know what I'm saying? And we don't meet every week.
Okay.
But like I said, you got to review your notes. And like I say, to me, a computer class, it's hard to have a class with just because it's like you're learning it on your own, that's what I hate. But I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to make classes or curriculums online, like, a lot of universities and whatever, which is, I guess, good. But I like to meet my students and do whatever and whatnot, answer questions and move along together. But that's just the way they're trying to do it. But next semester we'll hopefully be back to in the classroom. Yeah. Another question, Mr. Oh, go ahead.
For the solo learn stuff, like I do it on my phone. I could just screenshot it and.
No. Now. Oh, yeah. You're right. Oh, solo learn. Yeah, and the solo learn is just a resource. All right. And what I do, I make you do those activities because that's a kind of a aid to kind of get you in the practice of, okay, well, this is how you declare variables. Oh, this is what an if statement does. You understand what I'm saying? Kind of reinforce what the book teaches.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. But yeah, you can screenshot it on your phone and submit it. No problem.
Also, I've had it for like a year. I do have the pro version. I don't want you thinking I'm just
Well, no, hey, that ain't no issue. No, nah, no. Yeah, as long as you give me what I asked for, you straight. You good.
Okay.
Yeah, you good. Yeah, you good. Yeah. Anybody else questions? And even if I'm going over something, I don't mind you interjecting while I'm talking, because sometimes you'll have a question, and by the time I get to the end of what I'm doing, you might forget. So, you can always stop me and say, "Oh, Mr. Sylvester," and I'll stop and I'll answer your question.
Hi, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So I don't know if you've already answered this in a prior Zoom call, but is the format of the test just like multiple choice, basically like out of the book, like vocab kind of stuff, or is it more like you're going to ask us to write code?
Now, it won't. The test will not ask you to write code. It'll have the fill in the blank. It'll have the true and false, but it will also have at times lines of code, and it's going to ask you maybe what is the result, or something like what is wrong, or something like that. So you will have to kind of interpret code, but not actually write code. Okay.
Okay.
The only writing comes with the assignments. And if you notice with my assignment, well, there's some people who didn't turn it. If you don't turn it in, it's a 0. If you turn the programs in with errors, it's a 0. Now you say, well, why you just give me a 0 and I work harder? I feel that, how would I say it? Being that you have a compiler, and when you execute the program, you should see the errors. It gives you explanations of what the errors are. May not be clear to you, but you can research. You can go to the internet, whatever, Google it, and find out what that error means. Or sometimes you can either email me, "Hey, Mr. Sylvester, I'm writing this program. I'm having an error at this point." Now, the thing with me is I might not tell you what the problem is, but I might say, check out your header file, whatever. Or I might say, look at the format of your if logic or something like that. So, or your if statement. So I won't actually tell you what the problem is, but I'll point you to the location of where what could be causing your problem. Okay?
Yeah.
And
And also, what on the test, are you going to use like the language that C++ uses, or kind of just the basic language that the book uses? Like how I'm like super new to coding, but I know that like in the book last semester in Intro to Computer Science, they taught us like when you declare variables, you just use the word declare. But I know
No, see, that's pseudocode.
Okay.
We're going to be using int, double, whatever. That's if I ask you to declare a variable, an integer variable, and to write out that statement and name the variable cost, you would do int cost, semicolon, not declare cost, semicolon, or declare cost. No, you would be giving a C++ syntax.
Okay.
And we done kind of left the pseudocode part. The pseudocode part is good for you when you're writing your code. All right. When you write, if I give you a program, you can actually either do a flow chart, or you can do the pseudocode and then write your program.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
And then my last question was, I've been turning in like I've been turning in for the assignments the main CPP and then my header file separately. But
I did try to do them together, but even though I should be able to see them both regardless, but yeah, just attach one, attach the other one, and then submit it. Yeah.
Okay, but I do need to be submitting my header file every time with every assignment.
Right. Now, what I did for this one, and normally this one, I kind of give it, you're just starting. But those who stepped out on the limb and did the header files, I gave a 5-point bonus on their assignments, these 2 assignments. So if you look at your grade, some people got 15 out of 10 because they did do the header file. If you didn't do the header file, I didn't charge it against you. I just graded you based upon the program. Right. Now, and like I say, those 2 assignments that I gave was just, you're going to get your points, but it was just to get your feet wet in that some may not have programmed yet. So I gave you I gave you Online GDB and the Visual Studio, which was the compilers. Then I told you to type in a program that is correct. So get you to understand the process that you got to go through to write a program. So once you go through these, type these 2 programs, execute them, and get the output, now you kind of have the gist of what you're going to have to do my assignments. So it was just kind of like a dry run, but you're going to get credit for it. You get points for it. But like I said, the next programs, I'm going to just say, oh, write a program to do X, Y, Z, whatever. Some people are going to be like, well, Mr. Vessel, where we get the code from? You get the code from here. You think about it, you write your pseudocode if you choose to, and then you get into Visual or into Online GDB, write it out, execute it, debug it, and once you get all of the bugs out, if your output is formatted right, then you submit it. Okay, so I just wanted you to kind of go through those stages so you'll know what to do when I give those assignments.
Okay, and just to make sure, I'm on a MacBook, so I only did Xcode. I don't also need Visual Studio.
No, you can use Xcode. Xcode is good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The only thing I tell students who use Xcode is now the errors, normally the error messages are the same, but if you run into some kind of glitch with the software not working right or whatever, I may not be able to help you. You know what I'm saying? Because I kind of use Windows. That's the only thing. But other than that, there's no problem.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
All right. And then some of you all that's using Online GDB, I'm gonna show you some things you're gonna have to watch for, because I want you to be able to write code that'll run pretty much on all platforms. And Online GDB, though you write the code and it'll run, sometimes it will allow you not to do some things and the program still runs, such as declaring or initializing a value to be equal to 0. Visual Studio won't do it. If you declare a variable and try to use it later on in the program in an expression, it does not know what that value is until you give it. Online GDB will automatically give it a value of 0 and work out the expression. So that's some of the things that you got to watch. But I want you to know that, because when I run it and I get an error, I don't want you to tell me, let's say, ran on Online GDB. So make sure you kind of watch for that. Anybody else questions? Questions? All right, so no more questions at this time. What I'll do, I'll show you. I told you all to sign the roll. Oh, let me share my screen first of all. I'll share my screen. All right. So I told you all that you needed to register to sign the roll. All right. So these are all the people who have actually going through the SYL site and registered to sign the roll. These are the people who signed the roll on the first week. Now on tomorrow, make sure that you go on anytime tomorrow. It could be the morning, it could be the noonday, it could be at night. But make sure you do it between the hours of the 12 and 12. All right. And just go in, log in with your the login ID that was given and your password, and then just click on the link and you should sign the roll. Now, so let's look at how that's done. If you haven't done it, the SYL site, you would click on the 1933, and this is just some additional information. If you notice here, you have your syllabus. All right, so we have our syllabus. You should have read through the syllabus. Okay, how to create a file. Now this is similar to the 17, but it's for older version. But if you look down here, I have how-to videos, and the how-to videos is a playlist: how to register for the class attendance, how to sign the roll, creating a data file in Visual Studio, because later on in the semester, you're gonna have to create data files, creating a C++ file using Visual Studio 2017, and I think I got it twice. No, creating a data file in Online GDB. So this is just a little small playlist for you to sign the roll and whatnot. So if I go back here, well, not here. Where was I? Oh, I was here. So if I go back here. These are some notes. You can look at these notes. This is a link to Online GDB, a link to Solo Learn, the academic calendar. This should take you to the calendar. But if you notice here, this is our degrees, all right? Well, right here, BRCC degrees. This is our AS degree. If you click on it, it'll show you the PDF of the checklist, all right? So you can download the checklist. If you look, we have our cloud computing, AAS.
Working your team, you should be using Monday.com.
Our AAS degree for
to manage any team.
For computer information systems, and then we have our network certificate. But then if you look here, we have our AS degree, which is our 2-year degree, if you plan to transfer to LSU. These are the courses that you should be taking, all right? So you don't just take courses, depending on if you're transferring or not. Here's a transfer guide. What this guide is, it's like, say for instance, you are social sciences. You want to know what social science you can take that will transfer to LSU. You look under this list, these are the social sciences that is known to transfer to LSU. Not to say another one will not, you know, if you done came from another school and whatnot, not to say that, but we know that these are, you know, already approved. The arts, these are the arts that LSU approved to take. The humanities, these are the humanity courses that LSU, you know, are known to take. So there's just a guide, you know, so that you can have, so when you take in your classes, because if I click on LSU, notice right here, it has a social science. So you could go look at that list and see what social science carry over, and you won't have any issues. Art, we tell you what arts to take, but then we have English literature. You could look at that list, or a speech and give the specifics, or any humanities. So you have a choice of any one, all right, because it's just 3 hours. Okay, so that's all that list is for, to kind of guide you. What else? These are just some assignments. You can do them, but I don't want to accept those, but it's just assignments there for you. All right. Now, if you look at the book, this is the book. This is the CRN and the art, not the CRN, the ISBN and the authors and whatnot. This is my name and my information. This is the course description. And this is my email address. And this is the actual links to these different websites. Now, you might say, well, Mr. Vessel, why would we need Canvas? Why would we need Lola? And why would we need, or any of these links? Well, if you notice here, MyBRCC is our school website. Most of you get to Canvas and Lola through MyBRCC. Now, but if MyBRCC is down, which is our school website, And that's the only way you know how to get to Lola or Canvas. When BRCC is down, you don't have a way to get there. But if BRCC website is down, you could always go to my website and click on the Canvas link or the Lola link and go to them, because this website is different from this website, is different from this website, is different from this one. So they all independent websites, but BRCC links you to those websites. All right. So now registering for class. Let's get back to the signing of the roll. To sign the roll, or you must register first. You click register and sign roll. You click here on register. And then here you would just fill in your information, your first name, last name, your major, the section, which was 1. Semester is summer 8. This is a summer 8-week session. All right. And the year is 2021. Your ID, I'm asking if here is the last 4 digits of your BRL number. This is just a number that hopefully you will always be able to reference or know. All right. Then create your own password and give me an email. Whatever email you want to give me that will, that can associate to you. All right. Once you click register, it's going to create a login. It should email you with the information also, but it's going to create a login with the first letter of your first name, or the first digit of your first name, the first letter of your last name, the last 4 digits that you put in, a dash and 1. All right. So now, so let me go back here. So now, once you've registered, every Tuesday, all you do is, let me go back to the main menu. From here, you click on 1933. Then you will go down there, click on sign the roll, register sign roll. Put my phone on. And then you will click on, where it is, student utilities. You click on student utilities. Now, some of my links not working because I still have to convert from to the new PHP program, but don't worry about that. All you do is click on sign today's roll. You would log in. I don't know if I've logged in. And you type in your password. And now what happens is the monthly calendar will come up. And all it tells you to do is click the to sign roll button below to sign today's roll. So you look down here, this is the button. I'll click on it. I think it might say out of wrong time. But see here, you cannot sign the roll on Monday. You must sign a roll on Tuesday. So unless you get, I have signed today's roll, you have not signed the roll. All right. But if today was Tuesday, it would have allowed me to sign the roll, and then I can go back or go and do it or whatever else I need to do in the class or whatever. But make sure you sign the roll. Now, you might think, well, I really don't need to sign the roll or whatever. But it becomes important, especially if you are getting financial aid. Because what happens is if you fail a class and you have never been coming to class, and I report that, hey, they came the first and second class period, didn't come the rest, they will make you pay the money back. They will want you to pay that money back. If you were in the class from the beginning to end but failed the class, I don't think they'll make you pay it back then. But they want to see that you actually used the money, you came to class, but you just failed the class, all right? Or passed it or whatever. And also some people might have a discrepancy in the class. And then all of a sudden you want to do an appeal at the end of for the next semester. And I turn in the roll showing that you only signed the roll for 1 day. Then it's like your appeal might not go through because what? You may have came to class, but you didn't sign, you didn't create your login to sign the roll to show that you was coming. So your appeal might not go through. So it's those type things you gotta watch. Just go ahead and do the things the proper way and hopefully everything will be in order. All right. Accommodations letters, you need to get those in to me. I think I got one from somebody, but I need to get those in. I need to get those so I can set up certain things for you for when you're taking the test, all right, or whatnot. So make sure we get those in. What else I want to talk about? We know I gave you a copy of the 8th edition of the book, and like I say, the book is very, very similar. All right, minus some additional information, additional chapters or whatnot. But if you choose to, you can buy the book or whatever, or buy a PDF code that you have to buy, whatever. The first chapter is just like the chapter in 1923, Introduction. All right. So that's why I gave you the assignment to do the programs in that first week, to just get your feet wet for when we get started. All right. And then, like I said, the second chapter, it starts with writing programs. You've written now you didn't write it, you typed the program, so you somewhat know the format of a program. All right. So that's what that gonna go into. And like I said, you're gonna get into declaring variables, and then if statements, if logic, and other things. Then you're gonna get into math computations, math format, or formatting your numbers with decimal places and whatnot. And then we're gonna get into loops, and then we're gonna get into files, read data from files, and or, using and or. So those are the things we're gonna go through. And well, I say we, cause like I'm teaching it when it's online, through the chapters. Oh, and something else I want to show you. I want to go into Zoom. All right, so now, any questions so far? Any questions based on signing the roll, the syllabus, accommodations, the checklist, anything? All right, now, I've always told my students when they come to me and whatnot, Mrs. Vesta, I went to Canvas, blah, 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 whatever. I said, well,
just to make sure.
ma'am, but what I tell my students is, when you go into my classes, the best thing to do is just click on modules, all right? And let me do the student view. Go to the student view. Click on student. All right. If I click on student view, see in modules will show me, okay, this module, signing a roll lectures, okay? The beginning assessment. Did anybody do the beginning assessment yet? I told you, that's open for you to do. Signing on the roll, all right? Click here, and what it'll do is, it'll give you my link to go to signing a roll, all right? Or you could click down here to go straight to the page where you sign the roll. All right, so I kind of try to make it a little easier, multiple places that you can go to get to sign the roll. All right, but that's all in the Canvas, in modules. So if I go back, and then I'll have lectures, all right, recorded lectures. If I click here, then you would see lectures from spring 2021, lectures from 2020, fall, and lectures from spring 2020. Same book. The lectures, I might talk about certain things differently or whatnot, but the same content. So you could click on any one of them. Now, the only thing somebody asked me, well, Mr. Sylvester, how do I know where the content is for whatever? Well, you really don't, because I didn't set up the lectures as chapters. I did it based on the dates that we met in the class. So it's like, if you start from the beginning, if you look here, okay, 119, all right? So this is basically like the first day of class. So I'm gonna just move on. Who's the person that's sitting on the side of the room? Okay, and see, they talking about signing the roll.
Okay, so look, you gotta register for the class first.
Right. So see, that's the first day of class. So if you look through them, as you go down, you'll notice. Yeah, see, at the beginning. So you can click on the second. That's chapter 1. If you click on the second one, you can pretty much look at the page and see what we're looking at. Right. Let's see. If I click, I'm trying to get to. So see how I'm trying to get to where I'm looking at here. Well, I'm looking at the notes. Most of us nope, not here. Then I have these 2 programming assignments. Yeah, we still in the first chapter. We still in the first chapter. Yeah, still in the first chapter. Right. But like I said, you can review these. I'm trying to get to. Yeah, here we go. Nope, not no shit. Yeah, that's still talking about the syllabus. We went over our syllabus. So that's still the first one. So we go. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, here we go. Nope. Yeah, here. All right. If we look at this right quick, I want to say barbecue. Still, what is a program? That's chapter 1. So I'll go to the next. So see how you can kind of follow and go down to see, spot check to see what chapter, I'm discussing. See here, let's see. I can scroll through here. Okay, this is, we're talking about a program. Now you can look at some of these programs that we go through. That you create. Let's see. Let me go. See this chapter, no, that's figure 2. That's figure 2. But this is chapter 2. This dealing with see out. Great fun, I think. Yeah, I think this is chapter 2. My computer running slow. One was. Yeah, see 2.4. So you understand? So you can kind of skim through to figure out which chapter is which. All right. All right. So let's go back. Now, let's get back to where we were. Close this. Yeah, so here. So those are the lectures. So you can look at the lectures. And I'm still in the student view. And like I say, you go back, you always can click modules. Click on modules, all right? Here you have Proctorio. Before you can take a test, you will have to click on and download Proctorio. You click on this link, you must have Chrome, all right? You have to have Chrome. I do not think you can use a Chromebook, but you have to be in the Chrome web browser. You click on the link, it's gonna ask you to do the add-on for Proctorio. You do that, and then once you do all that, you can go back to Canvas and take the test. You will know that you do not have your Proctorio add-on, extension add-on, if you try to take the test and it says, please enter a password. It should never ask you to enter a password, all right? If your Proctorio is loaded correctly, it will not ask you for a password, all right? So go back. Job opportunities. What I will do throughout the semester, the the Career Center sends out notifications of job openings. If you went through this, you will see that there was a job opening, and it tells you scroll down the page to view all jobs. Well, I just have one, so there's no other one. But any of you that's looking for a job, looking to get paid $18 to $21 per hour, it tells you that this company, I guess this is the name, CWS, is a company that's looking for people to work in the network environment, all right? But I don't think you have to have much knowledge. It said we need someone with networking knowledge to set up automation panels. Now, well, no, let's see, set up routers, modems, and access points. Okay, learn programming for various products such as camera servers, web, Wi-Fi points, audio. So if you go in there with a little knowledge and able to learn fast, you may be able to apply for this job. Maybe, right? Maybe not. But if you never try, you'll never know. But like I say, this company is looking for someone. So I'll post stuff as the semester go on. So periodically, you could just go there and just check it out to see what has been added. All right. Now, if you notice here, weekly, I've placed all the things that you need to do and complete by that week. All right. This is the second week. All right. This is the third week. All right. This is the fourth week. And this is the fifth week. But if you notice, the first, I'd say the first three, maybe three or four different tabs, you will have a test. Okay, the test here, week 2, which really started, I think, yesterday. Your test 1 should be open for you to take. You have all week to take the test, right? But at the same time, you gotta make sure you do all these assignments, right? But you don't have to take the test on the first day, on that Sunday or today. You have up until the 12th, which is, I think, the Friday or the Saturday, to take the test. Everybody understand that? It's opened on Sunday, but it's gonna close on Saturday, all right? So you have that week to take the test. Then I got the solo learn available, reading of the chapter. Now, it's a bonus, but it's also, how would I say it, a check. You click on it and it's gonna say, it's gonna ask you a question, take quiz, all right? And look, you're saying, I have read chapter 2. So if you click true, all right, you're saying that you have read chapter 2. So you should have read through chapter 2, all right? So you saying I've read it. You won't get the points if you didn't, but I'm saying some people might click and say, okay, I'll just click true. I don't care if I read it or not, but what happens? When I look at it recorded, it says that you read the chapter, all right? So make sure you read the chapters, all right? And each week, you're gonna have your chapters that you have to read, all right? You got your solo learn. Your solo learn is gonna be by as we go through. Every chapter you're gonna have, okay, that's the chapter read now. Every chapter we're gonna have a quiz, all right? A quiz is like, you might have 10, sometimes 15 questions pertaining to that chapter, all right? So this is pretty much a quiz for chapter 2, all right? So every chapter you'll have a small quiz, but then the following week you will take the test. All right. Now, wait a minute. Go back to modules. Okay. Now, all right. Now you have your other quizzes. Quiz on variable names. This is to see if you know how to how to recognize or create valid variable names. All right. What are the rules for valid variables? Must be one word, no special characters, and should not begin with a number. So those are some of the things when you read the chapter, you should be able to see. All right. Assignment statement, how to assign something to a variable, all right, properly. You got keywords, all right, 20 keywords. Class, some students mess up on this assignment with the keywords. With the keywords, they'll try to use the slash, the backslash, the parentheses, the curly braces, and all those things as keywords. But keywords are words that's within C++ that have meaning, right? All right, one could be like see out, the if, when, the for. So those are words that have meaning. But if you read through the chapter, you're gonna see the whole list of C++ keywords, all right? That's in the chapter. And all you have to do is go online and look up the keyword meaning and write it. Now, if you look at this assignment, it says using Microsoft Office, all right, number and list the name and purpose of 20 different C++ commands or keywords. And I gave you an example. Okay, number one, cout. What's its purpose? I didn't ask you for a whole paragraph or a whole book of what cout is. Just a brief explanation of what cout is used for. It is used to display the output of the standard output to the standard output device, which is the monitor. That's all is there. Don't have to give me no thesis on cout. Just tell me what it's used for. Then number two, the next command or keyword and what it's used for. All right. So, and then once you finish, you submit it. Let me go back up. I don't answer that. Let me go to voicemail. So then you got all these assignments. These are small assignments that you have to do. And if you've read through the chapter, you're going to talk about the strings and whatever. They're going to talk about escape sequences.
Hello, this is Johnny H. at your WASD traffic report.
And all this.
Calling to let you know, in case you haven't heard, I'll be camping out on the roof of White Share Blood Center here in Baton Rouge.
All right. And then you got your next week, the next week, the next week, the next week, the next week. And look, the last week, you got the test 7, but what I will do on the last week, which is like 3 days, the 18th, 19th, and the 20th, I'm gonna make available all tests and quizzes that you need to make up, or you wanna make a better grade on. So you will have, and if somebody have taken my class before, this test here for test week 2, test 1, you have 2 opportunities to take the test. You take the test once, it will not give you, it'll give you your score, won't show you what you missed. You take it a second time, and it'll tell you what you missed on that second attempt. Now, when do you have to take them? Do you have to take them back to back? No. You can take one today, and you can take, and then study and do whatever, and then take one Thursday or Saturday. You don't have to take it back to back. Now, back to the makeup. So say you took test 1 and you just made a 50 on it. The best score you made was a 50. On this makeup week, what I'll do, I'll open up all the tests and all the quizzes, giving you 1 extra attempt so that you can try to make a better score, all right, on tests and quizzes. Everybody got that? But for assignments, you're gonna have to stay up on assignments. We got to stay up on our assignments. And then we have our final, now the practice final. If you notice well, you don't see it. The start date for the practice final will probably be this week or before. I don't know when, let me see when I put it. It's, yeah, I got it available. I got it available for 1 day. I might increase that. I got it available for 1 day. But what I'll do with what the practice final does, it randomly selects like 10 or 15 questions from the test bank and allow you to take it, and it'll tell you how many you missed. It won't tell you what you missed, tell you how many you missed. You can take it again and again and again and again, where it grabs different questions each time. Now, it might have some of the same questions, but the practice test won't be the exact same test each time. And all it's doing is kind of letting you see, okay, well, what you might need to study, what might need to look at, all right? But it's up to you to take advantage of it or not, all right? And then we have a course assessment at the end that you have to take, all right? Any questions? Any questions about weekly assignments, whatnot, dates and stuff like that, tests? Any questions? Questions? All right. What else I wanted to look at? Let me move this right quick. I want to look at online GDB and visual. So let's look at visual right quick. All right. So this is like a program that you did, but I'm gonna take this out. I'll take this out. Take all this out. All right. And first of all, what I'll do, I'll close it. Let me close this out because it's very important. If you're using say yes, I'll just say it. If you're using Visual Studio, all right, let me get out of this. I'll open up Visual. All right, so Visual Studio. When you open up Visual Studio, you want to, when you first download it, pretty much, you will have to choose Visual C++ because it's going to have, depending on how you download it, it might have all other compilers. But you need to make sure you have chosen Visual Studio. So now what happens is I can do a file and I could say new, and I want a new project, all right? I want a new project. So I'll click on new, and notice here, Visual C++. You might have many other compilers here, but you want Visual C++, but you want the desktop, right? Now, when you click on desktop, then you want to make sure you click on Windows Desktop Wizard, all right? Click on the Windows Desktop Wizard, and now you can name your project. It's not necessarily your C++ file, but it's your project that the C++ file will be in, all right? This is my folder where my file will be located. I can change this if I want to. I could put it on my in my document folder, my root directory, wherever. But this is my default, okay? But all I need to do is say browse, and then I can put it in another folder on my computer, okay? It's your choice. Now, you give it a name, so I'll just say 103 sample, all right? As the project name. I'll click OK. It's very important at this point you choose empty project. I want you to choose empty project. I want an empty project, you click OK. And now you're gonna be in a blank project, all right? Now, once you do that, then there's some other stuff you need to do. So notice you'll have this. Now, the thing is, if this is not shown, all you have to do is go to Windows and you go to Reset Window Layout and say yes. And then it just creates it back into its default format. And what you do, you right click on Source, Add, New, and now you can create a CPP file. And normally people leave it as the default as source.cpp. You don't have to. You can change it to whatever, prog1, whatever you want to, all right? And that will be the CPP file, which is a file that you have to upload back to me, all right? And now you'll see prog1.cpp. Now, normally, if I pound include IO stream, let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see. All right, pound include IO stream. Then we have using namespace, std, loading standard libraries, int main, all right. No parameters being passed, and return 0. Class, I normally tell my class that this is your skeleton or your shell. Some people, what they did was, when they turned in their assignment, for whatever reasons, I guess they was trying to do their header file and they got errors. They did something like this, int main, well, if I could type, int main, and they did this, and they did this. Cannot do that, and they did not think they had their header information inside here. Can't do that. You can't have two main functions in a C++ program. Matter of fact, the main is the driver function. You cannot have two of them. So like I said, I'd have to take this off here. All right, take this off. All right. And this goes in this. Now, so this is my header file. All right. This is my header file. This is load my standard library. And this is my main function. All right. And now I could put all my logic within here. All right. All my logic can go into here. All right. Whatever I want. I can have something like see out, not like that, see out. All right, so that means I'm just outputting 2 blank lines, and then I could do see out and /T, that's an escape sequence. You'll be looking at that, I think, in this chapter. All right, Baton Rouge Community College, and I can do \n. That's 2 escape sequences too. You'll look at that in this chapter. So all I'm doing is outputting 2 blank lines, then tabbing over, outputting Baton Rouge Community College, and then 2 more blank lines. And notice I did these with NL and these with \n. And some of you who may not have typed your code, just copied it, you may run into issues because you may not know that this is ENDL, not END1. All right. And I tell students that I say, you can run the risk of, oh, I just copied and pasted, I got it done. But then what happens is when you actually start writing code and trying to type it in and reference it, you don't know what it is because you just copied and pasted. It looks like what you think it is, but it's not. So if I run this, once I type in my code, I can first build it by doing the Control F7, all right? And it's gonna tell me whether or not I have errors. All right, this will tell you whether or not you have errors. So it said one succeeded. So that means it was okay, no errors. Then debug it. Now, and I should have showed you that. Let me, what is this? Let me close this. Let me go back and debug it again. So when I do the debug, I do the start without debugging. Because this one, most times it'll show it and then it'll quickly leave the screen. So you do the start without debugging. And notice, you got 1 line, well, first line here, second line, then you got tab, and then you got BRCC, then you got 1 line, then you got the next line. All right, double space. So that's all this did was printed out BRCC, but it put 2 spaces before, 2 spaces after. Well, double space before and double space after. So that's writing code. But let me show you something. If I do this, I'm gonna have an error. Now the error shows where? On C out, not on the end line. Why? Because this is a continuation. The compiler looking at, okay, the first C out, stream, NL, stream, NL. All this look perfect. It's looking for a semicolon, so it's still looking, and it ran up on this C out. So that's why the error is here. Because the compiler says, I didn't find the error till I got here. So sometimes you have to look on the line prior to see where the error is, not the actual line. All right. So if I do a build, all right, to compile it, now you got to be able to interpret the errors. Look what it say. Syntax error. All right. Missing semicolon before identifier C out. So what you're saying, okay, well, let me put a colon here. That solved the problem, but it still makes your program look like it's kind of deformed. So really the semicolon at the end of the line, right? So everybody see that. So that's the only problem. The semicolon was not at the end of the previous line. I could have put it on this line, but if I said I wanted to delete this line out and delete it out and the semicolon was here, then I would get an error on that. So those are some of the things you're gonna hopefully learn as you write in code. All right. Learn how to read and interpret your error messages, and then go in and modify your program. Because I don't want you to turn in programs with errors. All right. Don't turn them in with errors. What else? The online GDB. I'll go over that. Okay, wait. First of all, I'm gonna show you the header file. So if you're in Visual Studio and you want to create a header file, you could do it from source, but you can have it associated with the header file here. And you right click on header file and you click add, new, and then here you don't see, you see .h, click on header file, and you can leave it with that name or you could give it another name. It's up to you. You are the programmer, long as it's a valid C++ name, file name. All right, click add, and now I have my header file. Now this is somewhat standard. One of my students was talking, and it's like it carries over information from one file to another. But all you need to do is create your header file. Now with your header file, you can include all of the libraries that you want. And I can say IOStream, all right? Because I'm maybe inputting and outputting using namespace, all right? And then I won't use main because this is a header file. Main will be in my main program, in my .cpp file. So in here, I can use something like void because I'm not passing anything, and we'll talk about that later on in the semester. And I could say void, and I could say my info. All right, my info becomes a function that I'm going to use. All right, and a function has to have a heading. This is the function heading, and this is the body. Whatever's enclosed in between these curly braces. And I can do something like this, see out, and I'll do this, and I'll say do /t. All right, sample header file, and then I can do see out. I didn't put a slash, and I'll say /t. I'm just tabbing it over. All right, so now I've created my header file. My header file name is header.h. My function that I want to call is info, my info. So that file is created. I could click back on to my header file here. But now rather than load IOStream, because when I call my header file, I can load IOStream would be loaded. All right. So what I can do is I'll do in double quotes header.h. Now that loads all of the libraries that's in header.h. All right, and I can still add header files in here that I want to if I choose to. All right, then to call it, someone I think in this class said, well, I didn't know how to call my function. Simply type in the function name, my info, and you pass in no arguments. So before Baton Rouge Community College will be printed. The double space, then tab and Baton Rouge Community College double space. Before that's printed, what's going to be printed? Sample header file, 2 spaces, tab, sample header file, and then another space, and then tab, and June 7th, 2021. All right. So let's debug it, see if we got any errors. All right. One succeeded. All right, so let's execute it, see what happens. And notice what we have. Notice this is the program, the header file. We call my info, which printed out this and this. And then it executed the output for this, Baton Rouge Community College. So everybody see what happens. All right, that's how you do your header files. Because I want you to get in the habit when you're doing my programs to create those header files and have them associated with the file that you're working with and call that information in before you output your data. All right, so make sure you do that. Any questions?
I have one.
Yes,
If
ma'am.
we're doing it on the online,
Yeah, that's what I was about to go to, online GDB.
so would
So-
the header file be the same or different? Will we make like two different ones?
Well, you have, if you notice, let me go back to here. If you notice here, this is one project, but two different what?
Files.
Two different files. When you submit your program, when you submit this assignment, if it was an assignment to me, you'd have to submit what? Header.h and prog1.cpp. You understand?
Yes, sir.
Right, because even though it's a project, and let me show you, I'll do this. I'll go here and let me try to find it. Go here, users, David, where is it? Source. See, this, remember that folder I had that when I showed you that where the file will be placed? And then here, and then here. So what? Look, header.h. This is the file that I have to upload along with prog1.cpp. So you see these two files? These are the two files that would have to be uploaded. Right?
Correct.
All right. So now, saying in online GDB. So let's say we go to online GDB. So I say. All right. So we in online GDB. Now in online GDB, you can create projects and whatnot, you know, if you wanted to. All right. Now, you have to, before you get started, select your compiler. So we say we select C++, because that's what we're using. Then you could take this out, right? Now, this is the name of your program, right? This is the name. Think you could thought you could. I thought you could rename it. But we got main.cpp. So same thing, pound, include, IOStream, using namespace. And like I say, int main, all right? Remember, this is our shell. Right? So that's our shell. Now we can put what? Our content in here. And I'll just, let me go here. I'll just, in short, I'll copy this out of here. And I'll go back here and I'll paste it in here. All right, so I just copied that info, yeah. All right, but see, I have my info, but right now I would get an error because my info is nowhere to be found, right? It doesn't know where to reference it. If I try to run it, I should get an error. See here, what it say? All right, error, it tells you a main.cpp 7, see line 7 right here. It says, come on, yo. It says my info was not declared in this scope. So what happens is it is there, but it doesn't know where to reference it, where to get it, what it means. So what we need to do is we need to go here to this new file and click add a new file, right? Now, what type file we want to add? We want to add a header file. So we could call it whatever we want, as long as we put the what? .h. So I could do header.h. I'll just leave it as header so you kind of get the gist of it from the last one. But it didn't have to be. I'm about to talk to you later. All right, let me do header.h. All right. So now click OK. We have a file called what? Header.a. Oh, this one I can rename. Okay. Oh, because all C++ files have to have, no, don't have to be named as CPP. All right. So now in the header file, again, I can do what? Pound include and add all my libraries. All right. IO stream. If I was dealing with string data, pound include string. You know, whatever I was dealing with. Pound include. What else? I could say IO man IP if I was dealing with formatting my numbers. All right, whatever it is. But now using namespace. And then what? Void and whatever my function is. And I can say my info. All right. And now, whatever I have in my info, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go back to this and go to my header file here. And I'm gonna copy these 2 lines.
Mr.
right.
Sylvester?
Yes,
Yeah, I have a working.
another,
It's not a question. It's like, I'm curious. It's okay for me to leave this session?
oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I don't have no issue with that. Even if
Okay.
we're in class, that I don't have issues, man. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, but you don't have any
okay.
other questions though?
No, I'm good.
All
so-
right.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if I run this, I'll click run. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Oh, I'm running the wrong program. All right. If I click run, well, I think, no. Let's see what it says. Oh, that's why this was. I spelled include wrong, Claire. Yeah, that's what happened. If I could tell you. Right. So that's it. So I think I spelled it wrong in here too then. Yeah. See these 2? They spelled wrong too. Hit this one. All right. So now, so my include was spelled wrong, consistently wrong. Wow. All right. So now, if I run the program, I'm going to get the exact same. Oh, no, it didn't. What did it say? Minefield was not declared. Oh, why? Because in this file, I should do what? Header.h, not IO stream. Because what? I need to pull in all this from header into this main.cpp. So I need header.h, not IO stream, right? So now when I run it, it's gonna see everything and it's gonna give me my output. All right? So everybody see that? Because if I just put IO stream here in those the less than greater than sign symbols, then it will not know what my info is because it can't it's not referencing the header.h. You got it, Miss what's your name?
Mignon.
All right, you got it?
Yes, sir.
All right. So that's how you would do it. Now, the thing I was trying to tell you is that I'll just take this information. I'll say what about online GDB. It's like I can do something like this. Int, if I type int x. I'll say x equals 5, y equals 2, and total. In online GDB, I could do this. All right. And then I could say something like, well, I don't want to, well, I'll do it. I'll do it for you. I'll do it like this. I'll do something like this. For int x equals 0, x less than 10, x plus plus. All right. So I'll do something like, so I'm trying to find the total from 0 through 9, right? Or I could say 0 through 10 if I do less than or equal to. What this statement, for statement says, I want to start x at 0, but I want to stop this loop when x is I want to continue to perform whatever's in within this loop as long as X is less than or equal to 10. All right. And each time I go through, I want to increment by 1. All right. So I could say total is equal to total plus X. So the first time through, total, and online GDB allows me to do this, total is equal to total plus X. So 0 is equal to 0 plus 0. It's 0. Next time through, X is 1. 0 is equal to 0 plus 1. So total is 1. Next time through X is 2. So 1 is equal to 1 plus 2. So total becomes 3. So on and on and on. So if I do that, and then outside this loop, I do a C out, and I'll do total. I'll print out total. Watch what happens. So I'll do this, I'll run it. Is that saying expected what? What is expected? Here. It says expected semicolon before the curly brace. Okay, well, here, my fault. I messed up. This is a statement, should have a semicolon. So let's run it. So see what happens? All those numbers added together, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 adds up to 55. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this same code here, all right? This exact same code. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to put it in online GDB, in Visual, all right? And watch what happens. That's the header file. And here. All right, so I have this here, but watch what happens. Debug. I should have did the other way. All right, let me get back out. That's the error, but I want you to see the error. Control F5, F7. Look what it says. Uninitialized local variable total. So this is the same code, but in online GDB, the compiler automatically assigns 0 to this declared variable. In Visual Studio, it says, okay, you declared this variable, you're trying to use it on both sides of the equal sign, but I don't know what's its value, what's its starting value. So I can't solve this problem. So in Visual, you would have to do something like this. Set it equal to 0, and then all of a sudden, now it'll work. You understand what I'm saying? So that's some of the little things that you're gonna have to watch. And like I say, even though you run your programs in Visual, in online GDB, when variables that you're using and they're gonna be on both sides, the equal sign, and it's starting at 0, you better set it. You need to set it to 0 so that it can compile in any compiler. All right. Otherwise, you'll run into errors. All right. So anybody with any questions? Any other questions? And what I'll do, I'll post this Zoom session so you can go back and review it and whatnot if need be. All right. Anybody? Questions? Any questions? If there's no questions, I got another Zoom meeting at 11:30. So like I say, do the assignments, go through the chapters. Like I say, if you got any kind of issues, whatever, contact me, talk it out or whatever. I think I put the people's link out there so that students can communicate with each other. I think that's out there in Canvas. I don't want you copying people's work. I don't like to grade double work and stuff like that. I normally give zeros. Across the board, wherever I see it. If it's 5 people getting the same program, that's 5 different zeros. All right. So, like I say, try to do your work. Try to be original. Do your variable naming and whatnot. These programs should have been basically the same because you typing something that's already been created. All right. So if there's no questions or whatnot, like I say, do your work hard in the semester, study, and like I say, hopefully you make it through to get to 194. All right. Any questions? All right. So I'll just close out the Zoom then, if there's no questions. Let's see. Where is it? What's going on?